Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I enjoyed my weekend. If you're a first time watcher to the Scorpion Show, I hope that you click that subscribe button, which is right below this video. And to everyone watching, please make sure you click that like button and also share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or wherever you choose to share us on social media. Not a lot of stuff happened this weekend. But I mean, we could talk about some things that definitely went on. We had Hurricane Irma. She tore the Caribbean up, and she tore up parts of Florida. And this weekend, it was like it was like one of the, I mean, of course it's a main topic, but it took over all the news channels.
The storm.
The storm, as of CNN, MSNBC. I didn't watch Fox News, so I don't know. But I mean, those reporters were out there in that storm, and I don't think I could do it. If I was a reporter, you couldn't pay me to go out there to be in those winds, because anything can happen. Like, trees were snapping, water was just everywhere. I mean, thank God I didn't see any cars just flooded everywhere, but those winds were very, very powerful. And people were choosing to stay home. I don't know why people chose to stay home, because I would have to be out. I wouldn't even want to live through that. But it's not as much damage as I thought it would be. Like how it tore up the Caribbean, it didn't do Florida that way. It was mainly like some flooded areas, and now they're just like trying to assess the damage and see what can be done about it. But I think it was a little bit over sensationalized over this weekend. Because, I mean, they didn't even do this for Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey, you had stuff going on in and out, and then they was talking about what the president was doing. But with this one, they stuck with it for at least 3 days. All you seen was people out there, the rain, the wind. Chris Cuomo cursing out people on CNN, telling them why it's dangerous. And he was like, I was telling people to go back inside the house. Yeah, so, I mean.
Well, I think because we had just got done with Hurricane Harvey, so it was like... And we saw what this did to the Caribbean islands, so it's like, you know, you want people to be well prepared. But of course, once it got to Florida, it started, the hurricane started dying down. I think once it hit, it was like a category 3 or something like that. So, of course, you know, there would be a lot of coverage of it, which would naturally make sense, especially, like I said, 2 weeks after we even had a major hurricane in the Gulf Coast. And shout out to those of you that are donating to my church's donation relief. I had a young lady drop 2 bags of clothes off yesterday during service, and I actually had a few other members at my church donate stuff. So, like I said to you guys last week, all month long, we'll be accepting donations, clothes, toiletries, baby formula, shoes of all sizes, clothes of all sizes. If you are in the Philly area, that's if you live in Philly or you're close by and you can bring it to the church. This Sunday, which is September the 17th, September the 17th, I'll be taking donations this Sunday at church from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Okay, so in that hour, if you could bring the clothes between 12 and 1, that would be greatly appreciated. If you follow me on Instagram, the flyer has the information and all that. Maybe you can post the flyer on here too. Yeah. So that'll have all the information, the address, and wherever you need to go. But thank you for those of you that have already donated. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you for those of you that hit me up saying that you are going to donate. So yeah, because these people still need help down there in the Gulf Coast. They still need help, and it is our duty to help them.
Yeah. And speaking of Hurricane Harvey, the relief efforts, Janet Jackson and Beyonce were both in town visiting the victims of Hurricane Harvey. And Janet, she had a show that Saturday, but she stopped by on that Friday. And all the proceeds from her show from Saturday night is going towards local shelters to help those victims of the hurricane. And I know Beyonce had a full-fledged weekend in Houston, Texas, helping out.
Let me ask you, Janet she didn't have a show in Houston, right? I thought it was
she did.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, she had a show in Houston, and she was saying how she wasn't canceling the show. So you know, she's like, but she had something special planned, and we seen the videos of her with the mayor and her, you know, hugging people and stuff like that. Now, I'm not sure of all the things Beyonce was doing, because I mean, she was just, that she was letting you know she was from Houston, whatever. And she ain't no stranger. Taking pictures in the middle of the street.
Well, so, but shout out to both Janet Jackson and Beyonce. I mean, these are two superstars. Super fucking stars, both of them. And they both were down there doing what we all should be doing. Now, all of us know, we all ain't got the funds to go down to Texas, but we all have ways to donate in different, you know, by different means. And they did it in the way that they could do it. And shout out to both of them, because that's what it's supposed to be. We all should be giving back. You know, it's when things like this happen, you take yourself out of it and you look at, you know, how you can help others and serve others in their time of need. And so, you know, shout out to Beyonce and Janet Jackson for doing that. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I know Beyonce was about to cry when was she inside the church when she was talking?
Yes, her church, because you know she partnered. Well, her pastor, Pastor Rudy, a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he was on TMZ saying that Beyonce had donated, or he and Beyonce were setting up for something special for people in that area. So, you know, she was already, you know, planning whatever the case may be, what she was planning. And of course, you know, social media, where's it? But what they did was they were able to feed people, and she met with victims at her church. She met with them, heard the stories. It was about 400 people, and she met with them, took pictures with all of them. She served them food, and then she went to another shelter and was able to serve food there. Like you said, she went out into Houston and met people out on the street. I mean, can you just imagine you walking the street and all of a sudden Beyonce gets out of the car and just starts hugging, like, so, you know, it really made a lot of people's day. But that's what it's all about, just to give back and let people know that you are not forgotten, and that even the biggest superstars like Janet Jackson and Beyonce, we ain't forget about y'all, and we giving back to y'all. And that's, again, what it's all about.
Yeah. And I know tomorrow night there's supposed to be a concert. I think it's called Helping Hand.
Is that
or something.
What, ABC?
It's going to be on all. It's going to be on all the channels. Yeah. And I know it starts at 8 o'clock. Now I know they said it's for an hour, but I hope it's longer than an hour. And they're supposed to have a bunch of people performing or just being there and speaking out and stuff like that. So it'd be good if you can.
Beyonce's supposed to be one of the people performing too.
Yeah.
So from what I heard, I know it's her, Oprah. It's supposed to be on, and I can't think of who else. It was a guy that I saw, but yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuning in to watch to see what's going on, and I hope it don't be like how it was when Hurricane Katrina, and then we had Kanye West acting the fool. But he meant what he said. And I hope and I hope we don't see anything like that.
And also too, Michelle Williams was with Beyonce as well down in Houston. She was with Beyonce, so all three of those ladies were doing their thing down there. So shout out to the three of them.
Yeah. And speaking of Janet Jackson started her tour last Wednesday, and I had a chance to get a sneak peek on Periscope. For some reason, I was like, I'm gonna try not to look. I'm gonna try not to, and bitch, I got caught up in it.
You liked it?
I loved it. And what I really love most about it is the set list. Like, this concert is for the real Janet Jackson fans. From 1986 till now, Janet did a lot of her hits.
So where should the fake ones go?
I mean, don't go to the show if you don't know the words, bitch. Because I mean...
But does she know?
Oh, no, you doing it. Don't do that. No. She better know if she wrote them. Of course I know the words, like I wrote it.
I know that's right.
So
I'm gonna whisper them out.
No.
I love it.
I loved it.
Good.
Yes.
And remember we were arguing a few months ago about weight loss?
I'm still scared.
But I think she looks amazing.
Yes.
She looks amazing. And I said about a month ago, every time she loses weight, she always looks good.
She
always looks good. She looks amazing. Like those comparisons that they were showing, that people were posting with old pictures and new pictures, it just, that's how you should age.
And I want to know why I can't snatch back like that. Because I mean, don't do it. And you too. Because I mean, them pictures was from April. Them pictures
when you
was from
trying to
April.
snatch back?
I'm just saying, like, how you see how flat and like.
Oh, you trying to snatch back?
I
think you're trying to snatch.
No, don't do it. Because that's not out of shape. And then that book back. So don't go there. So she looks amazing. Shout out to Janet Jackson. I mean, bitch, I don't know. A lot of women cannot do that, but I mean, she got nutrition.
You gotta remember, she's Janet Jackson. She has the people around her, trainers or whatever. She's going on tour, so she has to get back into shape.
Yes.
It's a must. You can't be on stage dancing and doing all that choreography, doing all that stuff on stage and not be in shape. You know, yesterday at church, I walked up these steps in my building to take the... I got up all the way up the steps and I was wheezing and... You know, I know I'm out of shape, you know? But people like her, they have to be in shape, so they got to get their body snatched.
I'm going to see what I can do in 2 months before I turn 33 because I need to get it together. But I've weighed myself and I am 209 pounds, which is great for me. And a lot of people saying you look like you lost weight. I couldn't even believe I lost weight. But yeah, I'm just not eating all of that crazy shit I used to. Once I lost my gallbladder, and once I realized I could eat again, you gotta take this phone call, please. But once I lost my gallbladder, and once they was like, you could go back to regular eating in like 2 weeks, I was eating whatever the hell I wanted to eat. So it was just like, you know, I'm putting on pounds again. They like that when you get a little bit. I'm like, I know, but I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. But now, you know, I'm chilling. I've been eating my little vegetables and my fish and all of that shit. So I'm looking good and I feel good. So I still want to lose some more weight. I want to get under 200. Who knows if that ever happened? But let me tell y'all something. Y'all know that I am not a fan of American Horror Story. Every time I try to give it a chance, every time there's always a lot of blood everywhere, just squirting everywhere, and I'm just like, oh, I can't get into it. Because I'm real squeamish when it comes to that. I don't like shit like that. And I kept hearing about American Horror Story Cult. So I said, you know what? This time I'm really going to give this show a chance.
Which show?
American Horror Story
Cult.
Okay.
I thought you were watching that.
No.
Oh.
I've never been into that. Like, because I can't stand the killings and stuff. But since I finally, since I caught it from the beginning, and I'm really intrigued by the storyline, I am in love with this story already. And I think that Donald Trump played a part in it because they're basing it around Donald Trump. You see how people are being racist. You see how after of the election night, you see how people felt it was their fault for somebody else not voting, and like the children like, well, what are we gonna do? And then the child was asking the 2 lesbian parents, are y'all still gonna be my mom? So the shit was good. And I can't believe that I watched the whole show. Now I did scream a little bit because I'm not into the violent parts. But when Twisty the Clan was out there killing people and cut that girl tongue out,
now
I can't believe I watched the whole show.
Isn't this a show where different episodes, like different...
Every season it's a new story.
It's a new story. Now, but this particular season, it's all the same story each episode? Or it's different?
It's a new storyline. And it's called Cult. So right now it's like a cult of clans going around killing people and doing shit.
And this is on FX, right?
I can't believe that I was like, bitch, I'm gonna watch this. And I'm gonna watch this season. I'm gonna watch the season because I just can't believe that it made me want to watch it. And I was mad at the end because I wanted to
Don't tell the story. Because I might want to watch it because I've been catching up on a lot of TV shows. I'm watching the show on FX, Snowfall, which is pretty good. It's really good. Now, Franklin, this is not the life for him. Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, the main character, Franklin, the drug world is just not the life for him. And I ain't going to say too much, but all I'm going to say is it's not the life for him. Because everywhere he goes, he's getting his ass beat.
Is he like a teenager?
Yeah. But he shouldn't be getting his ass beat, that means out.
Head up.
And the drug world.
Yeah. And I seen the season finale last night of Insecure. I'm mad at everybody because I think I don't think nobody really learned their lesson this season. Excuse me. I don't think nobody really learned their lesson, but I'm not even sure what age range they're in. But I think that they're going to keep making mistakes until they really want to learn from them. And Molly really surprised me the most, but then I'll be like, well, Molly is a thot. So, I mean...
that's not nice.
Yeah, but I mean, she is. And she owns it. You know, and I thought that Issa was going to move in with Lawrence, but that didn't happen. But I'm just mad that we got to wait a whole year for 8 episodes. That's just not fair.
Right.
So I hope that they bring the show back like in springtime or something like that, and not make us wait till the summer.
Right. What's these shows making you wait a whole year?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, a whole year.
A whole year. For 10 episodes.
For 10 episodes. I could have did better. I could have did better by going the hell out there and getting some Hulu Netflix account.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm gonna say after that, but
I don't know.
But that.
I'm telling y'all, like Insecure, it is just such a great show. And I think my favorite episode was the Hella Blows episode. I mean, I like to see all the sex scenes and stuff, but that moment when he nutted in her face, on purpose, and she was gonna give him head. So I mean,
you know, I could,
but I won't. And I mean, it's a conversation that could be had because
I could, but I won't.
I'm not going there and saying why. It's a conversation.
But you've already went there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had those conversations in person.
A lot of people don't like it.
I'm not gonna have it on YouTube.
Okay.
But yeah.
But I could.
Yeah.
But I will not.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't shared
because I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Okay. But I knew.
Don't do it. I mean, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
But that was my favorite episode.
I'm sure it was. For many different reasons.
But I bust out. That's the first scene that ever. That's the first scene that made me scream and laugh at the TV from watching this show.
From personal experience.
No, not mine. But yeah. You can't make me laugh.
I'm not trying to make you laugh.
From my personal experience.
I listen.
Y'all know.
I know they don't know.
They don't tell y'all.
They don't know you.
I don't play those games.
No
I don't play.
More.
No.
Because you always end it with a no more.
That's not a no more. Ain't never been no more.
Listen. Because you will never.
If I don't got a ring, you gonna be doing none of that.
Oh, you need a ring.
It's gonna be.
I'll get you.
Oh yeah, you better have a ring.
What did they bring your ring pop?
Bitch. No, we're not going there. A ring pop.
A ring fucking pop.
Ooh. I'm about to say with something else. I ain't got no notes. So there's this story. No, I don't want to get there yet.
No, let's just wait.
Wait.
Yeah, wait.
What else went on?
I think I saw. No, wait. What else did go on?
I think on Instagram, YouTube Live on Friday night.
Today is 9/11, which marks the 16th anniversary.
I mean, yeah, we could, yeah.
Which marks the 16th anniversary of the terrorist attacks back in 2001. What I would say is continue to keep the family of the victims in prayer. You know what I mean? Continue to keep them in prayer because I know for a fact that this time of the year it has to be very, very difficult for them because because now we have this social media. Because back in 2001 we didn't have social media. Now in 2017 we have social media, so there's a lot of reminders on it. The news, mentions it. So I'm sure it has to be difficult for them, when this day comes. So just continue to keep those who were affected by, their loved ones lost or whatever the case, and even the survivors, keep them in prayer because I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to experience this day every year.
It's a tough day when you remembering somebody on that day. I would say that for September 11th, like for me, it don't have that effect like it did like years ago. Like now I feel like I can move on, but I won't ever forget the attacks in 9/11. And even though that some people are moving on, I don't want the victims of that attack to feel like everybody has just forgotten about them because we don't ever want a terrorist attack to happen on our soil again. Especially not with airplanes or with bombings or anything like that. We want America to be safe as possible. But like in the years before, they will always be like, oh, this alert is going on because this person is threatening. And it seemed like we have just we moved past all of that. Now everyone, and especially this year, everyone was talking about the hurricanes, and that took over the news. And today is like the first day I've seen anything with a 9/11 reference to it.
I will never. I will never, as long as I live, forget that summer. I'll never forget that day, but I will never forget that summer. The summer of 2001, leading up to September 11th. And that summer, I will never forget, because that's when I was a big watcher of MSNBC. And that summer, it was, and y'all don't believe me, look this up. That summer, there were two big stories that dominated the news for me that summer. and there were multiple shark attacks throughout the East Coast.
The East Coast.
I think it was in Florida and New Jersey. It was like all up and down the East Coast and on different beaches. There were multiple shark attacks, and it was all over the news that summer. And then the disappearance of that woman, Chandra Levy.
Yeah,
remember that?
I remember that.
And they were trying, and then that's when it came out that she was messing with that congressman Gary, whatever his name was.
Condit.
Yeah, she was messing with him, and they were trying to find out what happened to her, was she killed. That summer, it just dominated.
They never found her body.
News.
Right?
I think they did, Kevin. I think they did. I think they found her like in a park or something, like her remains. If I'm not mistaken, I think they did. But I will never forget that summer as long as I live. Those were the two big stories that dominated the news. And then Aaliyah passing at the end of that summer. It was just like, oh my God, like what kind of summer is this that all this bad stuff is just happening? And then it couldn't get no worse. September 11th happened. Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? Day. Yeah, that day was a day.
Somebody came in the classroom and said, turn the TV on. And that's when I knew, oh, that's the World Trade Center, those big ass buildings in New York City. Because I never knew what it was. And I remember I came into school late and there was like an airplane went into the World Trade Center. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what the hell it was. And
that was a day, September 11th was a day that you had to have a TV. Because there was no social media. There were no cell phone videos.
You had to get to
a TV.
And they kept showing. And when they say it was like a movie, it really was.
Yep. Because I was in school too, and Mr. Buttonbush, who was a teacher across the hall, he came in our class. Mr. Buttonbush, he came into our class and told our teacher of what happened. And then when he left out, that's when our teacher had announced the class. But in the beginning, everybody was just like, you know. And me and this boy named Kendall, I'll never forget, Kendall was from New York, so he knew exactly what the World Trade Centers was. But everybody else in our class didn't know, and I knew too. And if you ask Anitra will tell you, she always, because me and her were in that same class, she always says, Mikhail, I'll never forget, you and Kendall were the only two in our class who knew what the World Trade Centers were. But we didn't understand the effect until the next period was our lunch, and then the period after lunch is when we got to history class and Mr. Layton. And when we got to Mr. Layton's class is when Mr. Layton had the TV on. So that was the first time we were actually able to see it. And it was just like, what the fuck? And by that time, the second plane had already crashed into the building. I can't remember if the buildings had collapsed by then, but I do remember. Yeah, I do remember by the time we got to Mr. Layton's class, the second plane had already crashed because they kept replaying that plane going in. And then I remember the classroom phone ringing, and Mr. Layton went to answer it, and then he called me and said, here's the phone. I'm thinking, like, who the fuck is on the phone for me?
That was your mom?
And it was my mom. She had called the school.
Yes.
And told them to patch me into my son's classroom. Because there was no cell phones, that you couldn't text nobody or nothing. I needed to speak to my son in his classroom. And I'm almost certain that my mom was not the only mom that day at my school who did that. But that was the first and only time in all the years I've been in school that the classroom phone rang, and it was my mom.
But you know what? I remember, like, the phones wasn't even working. If you had a cell phone, like if you were calling somebody even in Pennsylvania, it would go right to voicemail.
Remember, the cell phones were really rinky-dinky at that time. Like, you didn't, like, the cell phones were not how it is now. Because everybody in 2001 did not have
they were like the snake phone,
right,
the flip phones.
They were the Obama phones of the day.
Yes.
Everybody didn't have a cell phone.
If you are a grown person with an Obama phone, if you're not like over 60,
don't do it. Because some people can't afford a cell phone. Don't do it. Some people can't.
Metro and T-Mobile. Metro and come on now.
But I thought Obama phones were Metro.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you can't,
well, don't be judging.
No, because if you can't send a picture on the Obama phone, I don't think.
I'm not sending no pictures on the Obama phone at all. I'm not sending no picture on this phone. I'm done with those. Those days are over. Yes, they are. Okay. Somebody asked me for a picture. A picture of what? I'll send you a picture of my dog, and you better keep it clean.
Which dog?
Hey! Listen, you got me there.
Okay. I'll send you a picture of my dog. So, I don't really want to go into the details about this young woman who was killed in Chicago. We don't even know like the full details, but her name is Kanika Jenkins. I'm waiting for the full details of everything to come out. Because right now, from what we know, they are all bits and pieces. You can keep showing me the lady on Facebook that called herself putting it all together. You can, like, whatever the case may be. First of all, I don't believe that everything that she said. Some stuff makes sense, and some stuff didn't make sense. I'm waiting for when they get interrogated. Everybody in that hotel room. Everybody in that hotel room need to be subpoenaed. And all their cell phones need to be confiscated. Or they need to just go to their cell phone companies, because you know that they are young, they're dumb. So they probably think that they deleted those text messages, but your cell phone company has records of everything. Who called who, and at what time, and what went on.
And who texted.
Yes, it's going to take a while.
So that means that all your nudes are out there.
Everything. You know that they keep a record of all of that, everything that you say.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine seeing your nudes pop up.
Don't. Not with this body, I ain't taking pictures of nothing. Pictures, no. Let me stop. Let's be nice. Let's talking about a young lady. We're talking about a young lady.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just mad that they found her in the freezer, a big walk-in freezer.
Which means that somebody that was in the kitchen refrigerator, right?
No, it's one of the walk-ins where you gotta slide the door. I seen the door.
But that's not in the hotel room.
It's in the basement, like the basement of the hotel.
Yeah, the kitchen. That's what I just said.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry. Yeah, so somebody
had access to that kitchen.
Yeah. And everybody keeps screen capping stuff off Facebook, and people deleting their Facebook page. Facebook keep a record of everything you post to. Whether you delete it or not, you're going to get caught.
They
are not playing with y'all.
But Facebook does. I wouldn't play with Facebook.
No.
You see what they're doing? They just got Facebook to say that they were helping the Russians.
Yeah, Facebook finally came out and admitted it. I mean, why would y'all even lie like that? Y'all knew. Yeah, that y'all had all this fake news going on. All you got to do is pay Instagram, and you pay on Facebook, and they'll promote you. Because I've paid for some of our videos to be promoted on Facebook. So if we could do it, Russia definitely could do it. And they say Russia gave them $100,000 worth of ads. For fake stories. And people be believing it. And I mean, all you gotta do is turn on Fox News, look at the shit that they say. Look at what the reporters, or what they call the anchors, tell their viewers. And I just be watching the shot. But sometimes I like a little contrast to when I watch MSNBC. Like, some nights I'll sit up there and I'll watch Hannity or I'll watch Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, he's a fool. I mean, he will sit up there, the left does this and the left does that, and this is just so stupid. Like, it's like they just it's like they don't think with common sense.
No, that's why they get paid all that money.
And they're afraid that Billy Trump, what's his name? I'm thinking Donald Trump is going to out them or something. That's not even the case. Like, just say what's on your mind and just go ahead. And I seen Tommy Loren on. I seen her on Hannity. That bitch got a job.
She should have stayed.
She knew what she was doing anyway.
Yeah.
No, they need a young voice like her. They know what they're doing.
A young fool.
But Fox News is going down, and then they lost another reporter because he can't keep his dick in his pants. He keep texting them to everybody. Dude, how you high profile? When you high profile, that's got to stop. Eric Bolling. Let me see. And then the next day his son died. Now I don't know if he committed suicide or he just died of natural causes. But now it's just like, oh my God, you feel bad because he just got fired and then your son died.
Oh yeah, him.
He used to be a part of the Five. But they say he's a sexist. Like a misogynist. That's.
They say he died in bed after emotional torture over dad's what's the name? Child, he killed himself.
Yeah.
That's what. Be quiet. Because that's what they do.
Probably afraid and all of that.
After enduring. Okay. Eric Bolling Jr. died in his bed. TMZ has learned after enduring emotional torture over the humiliation his dad was suffering, but the circumstances surrounding his death remain a mystery. Probably people on social media probably coming at him. But the fact that social media has corrupted so many people's minds that the minute something like that happens, people like this decide to kill themselves. First of all, I'm blocking everybody. I'm turning the comments off, and if it gets too bad, I'm deleting my social media.
Yeah.
But taking my life.
Yeah, that's scary.
But that's because people like this, they live their lives on social media. When you don't live your life on social media, things like this could never ever affect you. My dad losing his job and people coming at me and saying all types of nasty things about my dad, that could never affect me to the point that I would want to kill myself.
But yeah, but what, it's still like, why these people think that teasing him for what his dad did?
Oh yeah, I know, that's not okay at all. It's not okay at all. But people like this that kill themselves over stuff like that, that's because they live on social media. This is why we have to stop living on social media.
And I was watching something, I can't remember, when they were talking about, it might have been Insecure, but it was like, you need to get rid of your social media.
Yeah, because it's like,
I was watching something, yeah.
People I get on social media and I post funny things, I post inspirational things, I post occasionally pictures of me, whatever the case may be. But I don't go on social media to live my life. You know what I mean? I don't do that.
Yeah.
So therefore, when people say things about me on social media, the quickest thing I can do is just block you. I'm not going to go back. And then once I block you, I've forgotten all about you.
Yeah, then they hit me up. Well, I want to help Mikhail, but he blocked me. Oh, well, look, show him to the church, girl. Go
right. And don't tell me when you show up that I blocked you.
Yeah, because they're like, can you unblock me, please? I mean, I donated to the church.
No, we're not doing that.
You know they're going to do it. They're like, I came to the barbecue. Now, can you please unlock
But you're not donating to Mikhail. You're donating to those
victims of
Hurricane Irma. You're not donating to Mikhail. And if you feel that way, then don't donate. Find somewhere else to donate. Yeah. But that's what people do. They think that they're donating to the person. No, you're not donating to the person. You're donating to the victims. I'm just the middleman. And if you want to find another middleman, by all means, do that.
There's plenty of places.
Yeah, it's plenty of places. You don't have to donate to Mikhail. You don't have to bring it to him.
Yeah, but if we could piggyback to that girl, you gotta be careful of who your friends are, especially when you are drinking. And I know that I have good friends because
I'll be good
nights. I'm not even worried about you, but because I mean you're fired every time. But I'm just saying.
Me and Nina laugh at that all the time. We really do. Every time he gets drunk and mad, like drunk, and we're out, and he gets mad, I'm the first one he tells, you're fired. You would think he was down the front on the street. Bitch, you're fired. Don't come back to my house.
Yeah, and in those days, I mean, in those moments, I'm just saying, like, even like that, or if I had some friends that get fucked up to like where they faint, I don't go nowhere, okay? Like, it makes me mad, because then, bitch, I got to bring my heart down, because you all fucked up in these streets, but I mean, with the friends I have, we've all been there, so, but it's, yes.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. And it's tough because you gotta hold them up and give them water, and they beating your ass, and it's just like, oh my God, please, but you can't go home. Like, listen, I'm not putting you in the Uber to go home. You're gonna have to go to my house.
Right.
Those are the things that we do with each other.
I hope you don't take advantage of them.
Excuse me, no. Don't do that. Now, come on. I have more sense to that. Now, do they take advantage of me? I don't know. So, no, let me stop. But no, I'm joking, but see, we can't joke and serious stuff like this. We can't do that. I don't know how they would be mad.
No, it's not about her. It's about you taking advantage of people drunk.
No, bitch, you're trying.
I've seen videos.
Like, I have to do that. Listen, I have to take advantage of somebody, really.
No, I didn't say you did, but you never know.
No, not me, bitch. Now, when I'm like 70, then I'm going to have to get like Cosby, bitch. Put this in your drink. But until then, I don't have no problems, okay? And problems don't want me.
Ooh! I know that.
I'm serious. It's too much. It's too much out here to be trying to drug people and get some, okay? Right. That's for power. Right. I'm not drugging nobody.
I don't need to drug nobody.
No. So, come on now. But what I was saying, yeah, so those are your real friends. If you don't have real friends that ride or die with you like that, you do not need them. Because that girl, she done got drunk. They left the room, allegedly, from what I'm hearing. She left the room, and now you don't know where your friend is at? What were you off doing? Where did you go? How did she leave the room with you, and you know that she can't walk in the, you know, the family saying she couldn't walk, she could barely hold herself up on the wall. So where did you go for all of this time to where she's ended up missing and she's dead? Like, what, something, it's too much going on. I don't want to sit here and speculate the whole thing.
Right.
I want the news to give it to us. I want The family want to know everything. And I want to hear everything that breaks down. Because right now, all we can do is speculate, and everybody can go off what that girl was saying on Facebook. Some stuff made sense, a lot of it didn't. But yeah, you just got to know who your real friends are, and make sure people ain't jealous of you. I mean, it's hard when you have friends that's jealous. I don't know who she is, Mikhail, but she's too young to be walking around with a gun. And that's not cute. It's not. Last thing I was ever thinking about is a gun. She looked like she 10. She looked like Tibby.
You took the words out of my mouth.
And she know better.
And she knows better. Who knows better?
Tibby, yeah, she better not.
I would fuck Tibby up if I came walking down the street and seen her with a gun. Never mind y'all, I'd fuck her up first.
Yeah, she don't shoot you first.
I wish she was you. I tell her like this. You better kill me. Because if you shoot me and I'm still walking, it's your ass.
Turn that video off. Because even if that gun is fake, you know what? I don't believe in children playing with guns, okay? I couldn't even have a fucking toy gun, okay?
Well, years ago I had a toy gun, but now that I'm older, I understand. Now, because years ago, kids wasn't killing kids like they are now.
Yeah,
well, they weren't.
I'll tell you the only two guns I had is a toy gun from Duck Hunt and the Super Scope. Those are
I had a Super Soaker and I had like a little cowboy and Indian gun. But again, kids weren't killing each other like they're killing each other now.
No.
Now it's a sport.
Especially in Chicago. I mean, those kids get in gangs and all that stuff, and those girls, like, I can't believe the shit that I be seeing. Like, I be seeing videos and people be pulling out guns, and they only 10.
Right. And know how to use them.
I'm just glad they don't do that over here. Cause I mean, it could be like that one day. But I don't want no time soon.
It's like, who's raising these people?
Nobody. That's the problem. People are out here having babies, working. Nobody's watching the children. Grandmom is not the grandmom she used to be.
Grandmom is on the oxygen tank.
Yeah.
And she can't.
Look, grandmom out there working too. Shit, she ain't got time to be chasing after your kids. She can't retire at 60 no more.
No, she can't. 65.
No.
Some of them's all the way up in their 70s.
Yeah, and they working. And they working right at Walmart. Shout out to those that work.
Oh.
And you know I ain't lying. She be like, baby, let me see that receipt. Let me make sure you got everything.
Let me tell you something. I don't want that to be me.
No, but I mean, you just got to take care of yourself now.
Yeah, I don't want that to be
And the way these young boys say, I don't want to work for the white man, or what you gonna do? Are they even gonna have Social Security when they get older? I don't know. Do you have
all of them are gonna have to rely on a disability check? All these young guys when they get older, because they don't have no income coming in. So they're gonna have to rely on a disability check. They're gonna all have to call something, claim to be crazy. Yeah,
disabled. Excuse me. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I'm gonna get some jobs.
Let me tell you something. I don't even look at my 401k every time I get paid. I glance at it and just keep right on moving because I don't want to see nothing until it's time for me to retire.
That's right.
I want to see all that money.
They better not fuck with them when we get old. Because, I mean, you can only imagine what they're doing now. But, yeah. What's today? Ooh, I might know what we doing on Thursday. Yeah, I don't know. We might be back on Thursday. I might want to do it. I might not.
Depending on what the week looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to come back this week. Shit. I don't know what the American Horror Story come on, but I definitely think I want to talk about. So you need to catch up. Because
I'm not finished Snowfall, and I haven't even started Narcos.
Oh my God! Well, forget it. I could talk about some damn. This is called American Horror Story because I'm not. Y'all know that's not my thing. So it's going to be good to hear from a different perspective. But shout out to the girls that do the American Horror Story reviews. Did you fart, bitch? I think you did.
Why, you smell it?
Bitch, get out. Let's go. Go.
Don't stink.
Go, bitch. It stinks. You need to take a shit. Let's go. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all later this week.
I don't even smell it. I usually smell it.
Fuck what you smell. I smell it.